This video lecture is going to cover sebaceous gland disorders. Remember that sebaceous glands are found down in the dermis along the shaft of a hair. So if we have a shaft of a hair, the sebaceous gland is going to be right along the side of it. It's going to be producing oil to help lubricate that shaft of the hair. Now, the two main problems we find with sebaceous gland disorders are plugged glands or overproduction of the sebum oil itself. And so when we take a look at the plugged glands, what we're taking a look at acne, acne vulgaris. And so this is where those sebaceous glands produce really thick oil, and it gets so thick as to basically solidify and plug up. These glands keep producing the oil and form a large pocket under the skin. Now, depending on where the sebaceous gland is, if it's deep in the dermis, that large packet of oil will stay clear or white. We call this a whitehead. If the oily blockage is closer up into the epidermis, oxidation from the air will cause the oil to turn darker, and it's called a blackhead. And then if bacteria get into that oil and cause this to bacterially infect and swell up, that's a pimple or a zit. And so those will usually bulge out more and become red and inflamed with that large papular lesion. And so, for example, we see different examples of acne all along this person's skin here. These are all of those sebaceous glands just swelling up tremendously, and there's that whitehead with that very light color appearance because the plugged gland is really, really deep. Here's an example of acne vulgaris where it was a lot closer to the surface, and so you see a lot more of the dark blackheads along the surface. And then also, this person was probably scratching like hell, causing a lot of that irritation of the glands and a lot of the itching sensation. Or not itching, in response to the itching sensation, but they were probably digging at it and they're causing trauma to the skin itself. Now, the other big problem we find with sebaceous glands is dandruff. And the clinical word is seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis. This is dandruff. What has happened here is that the gland does not plug, it overproduces oil, and the oil tends to set out here on the apical surface, and it dries up into flakes. And so you see these flakes coming off, and those old, Head and Shoulders commercials where someone was wearing black turtleneck and scratching where you see flakes on the shoulders, that was that oil that had settled on the surface that then just falls off. And so that's where you use those dandruff shampoos. They're especially chemically designed to break up all that oil and flush it away. And that's it for sebaceous glands. You're taking a look at either the plugged gland below or the accumulation of oil up above. Really straightforward, couple of simple terms to learn. Very simple. Good luck.